Dropping mass Valkyries left and right in every base is a good feeling, so today we're gonna dive in and give it a go with the Heroic Torch. Here we go guys, and the first attack we are having a diamond layout. Now what I typically like to do on these ones is to drop the RC completely opposite side of where the town hall is, so the diamond area of the corner of that base, that's where we're gonna go with the RC, because the funnel point will be really cleaner. You can't really drop the Valkyries into this area and expect them to suddenly go through multiple layers through the middle, because you can see like there's open gaps which the Valkyries will end up going out. It's so hard to control them in this point. That's why we're gonna make sure this area is always clear. No matter the base style of the diamond, you can always find a way to redirect the RC and grab this area. Once you do, try to just kind of recall the RC in time. I invested another invis just to get another expo. It's not necessary. You're gonna see some of the attacks I keep the invisibility. The people who know me with the root rider attacks, I like to keep one invisibility so I can be flexible during the attack. Now on the lower side, we're gonna have king and queen and siege barracks to try to kind of get some nice funnel done, and the king with the earthquake boots will be go inside the core. So don't forget the wall breakers. One thing is the key, and it's going to be the wall breaker drop, because typically you are used to root riders, so yeah, you don't really need wall breakers, but if you don't wall break them, they might go to the outside. Now I wasn't wall breaking just now because I thought they might go wrong, so right now when we do wall break, we're gonna heal through the first layer, and then once we are close by the core, this is where you can pop the warden ability and try to get so much value out of this base. And as you can see, we didn't negate the CC, so the clan castle was already dead before we popped the warden ability. Otherwise you're gonna waste your heroic torch inside the core right in front of the 3 ice golem clan castle. Now obviously there is certain things about this equipment like the control that you don't have. Sometimes because you can go through every wall, the king and the army might go separated, so make sure you just pop his ability in a good area and in a good manner, and of course you just have to make sure you have a good funnel on both sides. That's why the queen and the siege barracks is needed, but overall 4 heroes alive on this attack, and I would say it's a crushing attack because the Valkyries typically are just there to crush first, second, and the core layer of the base, and then the heroes will clear the rest. So we're gonna move on to another base style. So up next we have this box base right here, which is double rage. Now one thing I'm gonna tell you to do on these ones on the box base overall is to try to grab the town hall, because you can redirect the RC, and in these cases sometimes the town hall has an access point to it. In our case, the crusher mortar, but obviously because it's a crusher mortar and a town hall, the damage is a lot, especially with the mini print. So if people try to mess up, that's when they get cut off. That's why the crusher mortar is there. So obviously one thing you need to do is pop the haste wall onto the town hall, so you grab it and move on to the next compartment of it. Unfortunately we lost the fox, but it's okay. Now this attack is going to showcase this equipment to the maximum level, as in you're gonna see the value. Some people will be like, is 20 seconds enough? Is it not low even on the maximum level? Well, you're gonna see it right in this attack. So we have a Yeti to cut between the queen and the siege barracks and the army. Then once the funnel is decently set, you want to go with the ice golems, wall breakers, all the Valkyries, but I would definitely suggest you to keep 2 or 3. Now another wall breaker, a bit late unfortunately, so the king is going to the outside, but again the healing spell goes in. Now this is where once you're reaching the core and negating the first ice golem, you can pop the warden ability onto the second ice golem. But notice this, the Valkyrie is already so fast and the warden speeds them up, going through every single layer of this base. I'm gonna overgrowth in a way that we separate the army into a certain area, whereas they can be more narrowed, because obviously the queen can clear the lower side, you don't need the overgrowth. And now you saw how many layers we technically went through with the Valkyries, whereas you probably needed 3 jump spells to get through that, and especially when we didn't have the king in the core. This is where I told you this attack will kind of showcase the equipment to the maximum level because the king wasn't with us. So going through all those layers and rage towers, really a very cool thing to do with the Valkyries. And honestly, it's just fun, man. This strategy is so fun. It's not broken, it's nothing like too crazy out of ordinary that needs a nerf. It's just so fun for the people who are just enjoying their new equipment and they have leveled it up. Up next, we have a ring style base, and typically these ones are a bit tougher to execute, but one thing I would suggest you is to again make the base into half. So imagine if this area was the town hall, like the clan castle area. You want to get that area and a bit more to the sides of it. Some people know me with the root shot attacks mostly, so that's what I even do in those attacks, because other sides of the base are like poison towers. There are a lot more areas where you can put bombs and giant bombs. These areas you can see there is no many like fitting for giant bombs, so it's the less riskier approach. Popping the royal champion, make sure you control her good. You need some friendly challenges if you haven't been like trying the haste valve with the RC charge, but you will definitely get there. Now I'm using the last invis on this attack due to us getting the funnel point, which was that flame spinner. Now if the RC grab the right side more, as you can see, you can start into the left because there is more entry points like the air defense. We're gonna have a Yeti, giant arrow for that air defense, and we're gonna have this siege barracks. First wall break before you drop all the troops. Now once this funnel is set, you can go with the Valkyries, you can go with the king and the warden. With the mini warden, just try to delay the RC in case there is still ice golems or a lot of damage and you are low on HP. Now I didn't wall break here because it would have targeted the CC, as you can see right here. So I was like, can I wall break now? And it was just not really worth it. Now this is where if the queen dies just like this attack, the lower side doesn't get funneled in time. So that means the troops, as you can see, come down. They will go lower and lower, but the good thing is I noticed it, so I tried my best to kind of get some funnels on the lower side to try to push something to the town hall, and luckily the giant, the action figure, went to it, and that's enough honestly. Otherwise we would probably come back to it, but I don't think it would have happened. So I was lucky on this attack, and honestly I'm like kind of, I would say, my first time using these Valkyries too, so I'm getting used to it with different variety of bases. But typically always something goes to the town hall. It's not like you're gonna miss it. Like even right here, you could have popped the king ability and a few Valkyries and the Yetis would have gone to the town hall. We still got Valks from the siege barracks that could also go to the town hall. Overall, I would say it's just a fun army, you know. And obviously on these attacks, even though the king is being so weird, we still have always his ability for the back end. It's crazy, it's insane. But 2 headhunters to crush the minion prince. This attack was a lot more closer. Typically I don't like these bases with this Valkyries, but this is how you can hit him. But let's move on to the next hit. Now I wanted to show you another ring style base because I wasn't really satisfied with my own attack on the previous ring style. I was like, maybe I got lucky. So on this one, what I'm gonna do is to drop the RC into the Giga Bomb, because typically that's what it's like, less, I would say, baited. And you might be saying, well, it's a Giga Bomb, like aren't you scared or something? Well, that's exactly why Giga Bomb is there, because Giga Bomb is always trying to scare you and you won't choose that area, so that means you will choose another side which is more likely to be baited. The builders know this, so they will typically sometimes completely bait the other side of it, or they will bait behind the fire splitters. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna take less chance and go into the Giga Bomb. Obviously it's my base, I know the traps, but the thing I'm trying to teach you is this. Now the lower side didn't seem like a good area to funnel in time, but the top side, as you can see, has only like 2-3 buildings. Once you cut those buildings up, there won't be any place for the Valkyries to go, as you can see. Wallbreaker, Ice Golem. Now we're gonna go with the bunch of Valkyries. Teslas pop up. This is why I would suggest you, once you see the Tesla in the corner, try to keep a few Valkyries. But I saw the monolith trying to target my queen, so I went with the Valkyries to try to protect, but unfortunately there was some spring traps. We're negating the ice golems early, heal spell early, and once you're diving into a lot of damage with tornado and Giga Bomb, just pop the warden ability, not the Giga Bomb, giant bombs. Now for the overgrowth, this is how I want to make sure the attack that we just did on the previous one doesn't happen again. So we are forcing the troops into the base still with this equipment, not as they would completely run to the outside. Otherwise that would have happened. But this means you have to just go backwards towards that overgrowth, which is completely fine. But this method, you can see we got 4 heroes all on green HP. Now this is why, I don't know, I dropped my headhunters for some reason. I didn't see the king. It's crazy, I know, but as you can see, this approach worked a lot better. The way we overgrowth and made sure the army moves to the core and the town hall and the rest of the base, and they wouldn't just go out just like the last ring base. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this army. Obviously there is certain like things that you can adjust to it, like the pets, the equipment regarding your equipment. Sometimes people might not even have certain equipment, so you can definitely like move around with it. And if you have any questions, make sure to leave it down in the comments. I would always suggest you to keep 2 or 3 Valkyries. As you can see, the corner Teslas can hurt you, but the strategy is super quick, so you're not really going to time fail even if you don't keep the Valkyries. Just be flexible, try to have fun, and overall, hopefully this video did make you just enjoy this army a bit and maybe change your opinion about the new equipment. See you soon in the next one. Take care and peace.